What would you do if you encountered an 8-year-old child selling candy at a traffic light at 11 p.m.? While you're in your warm car with air conditioning, this child is facing the cold, hunger, and the danger of dark streets. Today, you will learn the story of Pedro, a boy who completely changed my vision about what really matters in this life. I never imagined that a barefoot child, with torn clothes, could teach me so much about humility and strength. This story will break your heart, but I promise that the ending will give you hope in humanity. Keep watching because what happened in the last few minutes of this encounter will leave you in tears. Before continuing with this emotional story, I want you to access the first pinned comment of this video to get your copy of the ebook, The Secret of the Rich, 7 Steps to Financial Abundance, a special guide that can transform your financial and spiritual life, revealing exclusive methods to achieve your physical, mental, and financial goals. And if you're new here, don't waste time. Hit the subscribe button now and activate the bell to be notified whenever I post a new video with emotional stories like this one. And now, let's go to the complete story. It was a Tuesday night. I was returning from an important meeting with investors when I stopped at a traffic light in the outskirts of the city. That's when I saw Pedro for the first time, a frail boy, disheveled hair, and eyes that carried a sadness incompatible with his age. He approached my car offering candy for just 2 reais, but something caught my attention about that boy. Unlike other children we find on the streets, he wasn't just begging. He was trying to sell something. There was dignity in his eyes, even amid extreme poverty. "Sir, do you want to buy candy?" "I'm trying to save money to help my mom who's sick," he said with a voice that mixed hope and despair. At that moment, I decided I needed to know more about this story. I asked him to call his mother or any guardian so that I could talk. Pedro hesitated at first, but then ran to the other side of the street where his mother, Dona Maria, was sitting on a sidewalk with an even smaller girl on her lap. Dona Maria approached suspiciously, as any mother would. I explained that I would like to better understand their situation and understand how I could help. At first, she resisted, pride speaking louder than need. "We are not asking for charity, sir. My son is working honestly," she said. I admired her dignity and explained that I wasn't offering charity but an opportunity to improve their lives. I asked if I could accompany them to where they lived to talk better, since the traffic light wasn't the appropriate place for a serious conversation. "Do you also want to change your financial reality?" Access the description of this video right now and get your copy of the ebook, The Secret of the Rich, 7 Steps to Financial Abundance, and discover how to transform your mindset to attract prosperity and abundance in all areas of your life. And if this story is touching your heart, don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel. Each subscription motivates me to continue seeking inspiring stories like this. Back to our story. Dona Maria agreed after some insistence and took me to an improvised shack under a viaduct. What I saw there left me completely speechless. A tiny space, covered with pieces of tarp and cardboard, housed a family of 5. Besides Pedro and his younger sister, there were 2 more siblings sleeping on a thin mattress on the floor. Dona Maria told me her story. Her husband had died 8 months ago in a work accident in construction. Without formal documents and working without a signed work permit, the family didn't receive any kind of compensation. Since then, she has struggled to keep her children fed, doing cleaning jobs when she can and sending her older children to sell candy and sweets at traffic lights. "Pedro should be in school, but we need to eat," she said with tears in her eyes. "I dream of giving them a better life, but each day is a battle just to survive." At that moment, I felt my eyes fill with tears. I, who had just left a meeting where we discussed investments of millions, was in front of a family that struggled to get the basics to survive. It was then that I introduced myself properly. I explained who I was and what I did. I told about my journey of success in business and how I decided to use my wealth to make a difference in people's lives. I am known as Mr. Millionaire, but I wasn't always rich. I also grew up in difficult conditions, and I know what it's like to go through hardship. Today, I have a mission: to find people who really deserve a chance and help them transform their lives. Donna Maria's initial distrust began to dissipate when she realized my sincerity. I explained that I would like to help them, not just with money, but with real opportunities for change. I hope you're enjoying this inspiring story. If you haven't yet gotten your copy of the ebook, The Secret of the Rich: 7 Steps to Financial Abundance, just go to the pinned comment. There you'll find access to this guide that has already transformed the lives of thousands of people, revealing the secrets that the rich don't want you to know. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. Together, we can inspire more people to make a difference. At that moment, I took an envelope from my pocket and handed it to Donna Maria. Inside was $5,000 in cash. Her eyes widened and she began to cry compulsively, unable to believe what was happening. "Is this real? It can't be," she said between sobs. Pedro and his siblings approached, not fully understanding what was happening, but feeling that something important had changed. "This money is just the beginning," I explained. "I'm going to help you find a suitable house, ensure that the children return to school, and I'll connect you with one of my companies so that you have a dignified and stable job." But I made a point of emphasizing, this money is not charity. It's an investment in your family, in the education of these children, and in your future. The only thing I ask in return is that, when you're in a better situation, help another family in need. Donna Maria promised that she would do this, that she would honor this chance she was receiving. That's when Pedro approached me and hugged me tightly. A pure, sincere hug, the kind that only a child knows how to give. I couldn't hold back the tears. "Thank you, Uncle," he said. "Now my mom won't cry in secret at night anymore." That phrase hit me like lightning. How could someone so small carry such a deep perception of his mother's pain? I realized at that moment that Pedro, at just 8 years old, already had a wisdom that many privileged adults would never achieve. 2 weeks later, I returned to monitor the family's progress. Donna Maria had rented a small apartment, the children were enrolled in school, and she was beginning her training at one of my service companies. The transformation was already visible not only in the physical environment, but in the smiles of the children and in Donna Maria's more confident posture. Pedro ran to hug me as soon as he saw me. He had a drawing in his hand, made at school, depicting his new house and his happy family. In the corner of the paper, he had written with a trembling hand, "Thank you for helping my family." This is the true purpose of wealth. It's not about luxury cars, mansions, or yachts. It's about the power to transform lives, to make a difference when no one is looking. As I always say, true wealth is who you are when no one is watching. If this video touched your heart, don't forget to get your copy of the ebook, The Secret of the Rich: 7 Steps to Financial Abundance, in the pinned comment. This guide will show you how to develop an abundant mindset that will allow you not only to achieve your financial freedom, but also to help others in their journey. 6 months after our first meeting, Pedro's family's life was completely transformed. Donna Maria was promoted at work, the children were excelling at school, and they no longer lived in a rented place. I managed to help them finance their own house in a safe and well-structured neighborhood. The most impressive thing was discovering that Donna Maria was already helping another family in a similar situation to what she had experienced. She perfectly understood the message. True wealth isn't in what we accumulate, but in what we share. During one of my visits, Pedro told me that he wanted to be like me when he grew up. "I want to help people like you do, Uncle," he said with determination in his eyes. I explained to him that to help others, we first need to develop ourselves. I encouraged him to study hard, to dedicate himself to school, and to always keep his heart open to the needs of others. "Money, Pedro, is just a tool. What matters is how you use it. It can build or destroy, unite or separate. It depends on the hands that control it and the intentions behind those hands." This story is just one among so many others that I have been experiencing in my mission as Mr. Millionaire. I firmly believe that we were placed in this world to make a difference, to extend a hand to those in need, to be light in the darkness. And you, who are watching, might think, "But I'm not a millionaire. How can I help?" The answer is simple. Start with what you have. A sincere smile, a word of encouragement, an hour of your time to listen to someone who is suffering. Generosity isn't measured by quantity, but by intention and sacrifice. Pedro taught me that even the smallest and seemingly insignificant can have a profound impact. That 8-year-old boy, selling candy at a traffic light, transformed my perspective as much as I transformed his material reality. Today, whenever I pass by that traffic light where I first met Pedro, I remember the most important lesson I learned throughout my journey as a successful businessman. True wealth is who you are when no one is watching. Don't miss the opportunity to transform your financial and spiritual life. Access the pinned comment right now and get your copy of the ebook, The Secret of the Rich: 7 Steps to Financial Abundance. This is the guide that has changed the lives of thousands of people and can change yours too. And if you liked this story, don't forget to leave your like, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Each week I bring new inspiring stories that will touch your heart and show that there is still kindness in this world. As Mr. Millionaire, I continue my mission of testing people's hearts and rewarding those who demonstrate genuine kindness, even in the most difficult situations, because I believe we can build a better world, one good deed at a time. And always remember, it doesn't matter how much money you have in your account. Your true wealth is in the positive impact you cause in people's lives. As I always say, true wealth is who you are when no one is watching. See you in the next video with more emotional stories and valuable lessons about the true essence of wealth.